World record alert in Amstelveen today, folks. Yes, New England, the team that reset their plan of white ball cricket in 2015, have broken new ground. We all thought that 500 in ODIs might not be possible, but this England team almost made it possible. Centuries from Phil Salt, David Malan, 162 from Jos Buttler, continuing his IPL form, and a magnificent 66 from Liam Livingstone have helped England reached 498 for 4 against the Netherlands in Amstelveen. Yes, this is not a typo. It has happened. Today, 498 for 4 was scored by England in an ODI against the Netherlands. England sit on top of the pile when it comes to the highest team total in ODIs. This total of 498 broke their previous best of 481, which they set against Australia in Trent Bridge in 2018. In that game, it was Johnny Bairstow, Alex Hales and Eoin Morgan that had set the stage on fire. England's previous highest was 444 for 3, which they did against Pakistan in Trent Bridge in 2016. By the way, Amstelveen is not new to world records. The highest ODI total for some time was set at the same venue in 2006, 443 for 9 by Sri Lanka against the hapless Dutch. It came in that same year when Australia and South Africa played out that epic 434 match. Who can forget that? That was the game which totally revolutionized ODI cricket. South Africa, in fact, broke their record of 438 in just about 9 years later, when A.B. de Villiers hit that magnificent 30-ball century. So England dominate the top 3, and what a splendid performance this has been. Leading the charge is Jos the Boss, 863 runs in the IPL 2022. It just seems like his form is continuing. Is he the greatest white ball cricketer when it comes to form? Probably yes. His century today was achieved of 47 balls. It just missed the mark by 1 ball. He had scored a 46 ball century against Pakistan in Dubai in 2015. Buttler has been at the forefront of England's new ball, the white ball revolution. And you can see the amount of fastest hundreds that he has scored for England. Truly a pathbreaker. 61, the knock that he made against Sri Lanka at Lords in 2014 was the start of Buttler's template to ODI batting. Today against the Dutch, he was hitting 6s and 4s for fun. It was as if you were playing book cricket or stick cricket at that point in time. The bowlers had to bear the brunt. The Dutch were simply blown out of the park in Amstelveen. Philippe Bossaiwan, the leg spinner, conceded 108 runs, and the other bowlers did no better. Peter Seelar, in fact, was on a hat-trick, but he couldn't take it. But he still went for more than 7-8 runs per over. In fact, Philippe Bossaiwan joins an elite list in a very, very dark way. Mick Lewis has the record for the most expensive spell in ODIs. 10-0, 113-0. Who can forget that ODI? The 434 ODI. Well, safe to say Mick Lewis never played international cricket after that. Wahab Riaz, the Pakistan left-arm pacer, the way he gave Shane Watson a walkover, but he indeed went for 110 runs in that Trent Bridge ODI, 444 for 3. Rashid Khan also bore the brunt. Afghanistan's greatest leg spinner went for 110 runs in just 9 overs. You will remember that World Cup match, folks. Eoin Morgan hit 17 sixes in that, which remains the record for the highest number of sixes in an innings. So we've spoken about Bossaiwan. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar of India conceded 106 runs at the Wankhede Stadium against South Africa. I'll come to that stat a little bit later. Fastest 150s, Jos Buttler ended on 162 of 70 balls. But his 150 came of 65 balls. It just missed the mark set by this genius called A.B. de Villiers. 64 balls, he had hit 150 in that 2015 World Cup game against the West Indies in Sydney. But he went on to make 162 of 66 balls. Jos Buttler missed the mark just by 1 ball, 65 balls. Jos Buttler, in fact, hit another fastest 150, and it was of 76 balls in that ODI against the West Indies in Grenada. Just have a look at the bottom post. Chris Gayle, 85 ball, 150. He had hit it in that same ODI. England made 418. Gayle had an absolute blitz against the West England bowlers. But what happened? Windies lost by 29 runs. Punctuated in between Butler and Gale is Shane Watson's 83 ball 150, which he made against Bangladesh in 2011 in Mirpur. So, I had mentioned at the start that centuries from Philip Salt, David Malan and Jos Buttler helped England reach 498. 3 batsmen scoring a century in the same innings. It's rare, isn't it? It's very, very rare. In fact, this is only the 3rd instance in the entire history of ODIs that 3 players have scored a century in one innings. Salt made 122, Malan made 125, Buttler hit 162. They join the South Africans. Hashim Amla, Riley Rousseau and AB de Villiers hit 153 not out, 128 and 149. That ODI you all remember, folks, the pink ODI versus the West Indies in Johannesburg in 2015. When AB de Villiers had come on to bat, Hashim Amla was on 114 in the 38th over. By the end of the 49th, AB de Villiers had reached 147. 31 ball 100, fastest 50, fastest 100 in that same match. A salute to the magician. Not only did they do it in 2015, in that same year, De Kock, du Plessis, de Villiers all hit centuries in that Wankhede ODI against India. South Africa notched up a score of over 400 in that as well. It was the 5th and final deciding ODI. So folks, today history has been created. Mark this down, 498 for 4. The highest total in the history of ODIs in List A cricket. Will it be broken? I think only England can do it. If they break it, they will breach 500. We all thought 300 would have been impossible, 350 impossible, 400 impossible. This England team under Eoin Morgan and with the brilliance of Jos Buttler has pushed the envelope. 500 now is achievable, folks. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Press the bell icon. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you.